Hi, Joe from Joe's Firearm Safety here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the pump action firearm that you'll be using during the Canadian Firearm Safety Course. The very first thing that you have to do whenever you pick up any firearm is your act and prove procedure. In order to prove this firearm safe, we're going to point it in our safe direction. Next, we're going to remove the ammunition from this firearm. In order to remove it, we have to cycle the action repeatedly, but the action will be locked closed. In order to unlock the action, we have to use the action release button located just behind the trigger guard, right here. So I'll depress that action release button and the action will cycle open. To close it, you don't have to press it again, but once it's closed, you will have to press that action release button whenever you want to open it. So we'll cycle the action 2 or 3 times just to make sure there's no ammunition inside the firearm. After we've cycled it a couple times, we can move on to the next step in our approved procedure, just to observe the chamber. Chamber on this firearm, very easy to see. The 12-gauge shotgun, just the very beginning of the barrel, is where we're looking. Next, we want to verify the feeding path, which is down in this area here, and also the magazine itself. Sometimes it's easy to look from the bottom to make sure the magazine is completely empty. Once we're done with that, the last step is to examine the bore. To examine the bore of this firearm, you could do a visual inspection, or as I prefer, using a cleaning rod. The cleaning rod, of course, should have a tight fitting patch that fills the barrel completely, and it should come out into the open action. Now that this firearm is proved safe, we can load it. Before we load it though, we need to know exactly what ammunition is compatible with this firearm. There is a data stamp on the barrel right here that tells us a 12-gauge 2 3/4 inch chamber. That data stamp is very, very faded, so we have a cheat sheet on the side right here that tells us it's 12-gauge 2 3/4 inch. So I'll find the correct shotgun shell. 12-gauge, it will say on the head stamp. 2 3/4, it'll say on the hull. To simplify things, we're just going to drop this shell straight into the feeding path, close the action, and the firearm is loaded. Very important though, whenever you're loading any firearm, your last step is to always double check your safety. So the safety is at the front of the trigger guard right here. I'm pushing it from this side. That indicates that the safety is in the on position. I push it from this side, the safety is now in the off position. Safety on. That is the loading procedure completed for the pump action firearm. To unload this firearm, all that you have to do is prove it's safe again. So I'm pointing it in my safe direction. I'm going to cycle the action to remove the ammunition. Again, I have to use that action release button to cycle the action open. While I'm doing this, I will hold my hand in front of the ejection port just to make sure that there's no shells or cartridges flying all over the room. If the cartridge does fall back into the feed path, very simple to get it out. Just cant the firearm to the side, it'll come right out. We'll cycle it a couple more times just to make sure all the ammunition's been removed. I'll observe the chamber, verify the feeding path, including looking at the magazine, and lastly, I will examine the bore either visually or using a cleaning rod.